Hello, everybody. Welcome to a special Monday episode of the Three Geeks podcast. My name is Jason. I'm joined, as always, by Phillip and Max, but today we have a special guest, Lani Sarem.
Hi.
Last weekend at Wizard World Columbus. She's on. We're going to give her a quick interview. It should be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Lani, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Sorry, what'd you say?
I said tell us a little bit about yourself.
Oh, well, my name is Lani Sarem, which I think we covered already.
Just briefly.
Yeah, just briefly. I started acting when I was 3. I started writing movie scripts when I was 11. I started touring with bands when I was 15. And I wrote, and this is my first book that's coming out tomorrow. So, yeah. What else do you want to know?
So the book is Handbook for Mortals. What's it about? Like what's going on with that?
So it's about a young woman who goes to Las Vegas to work for a magic show, but she can do real magic. So she's an adult, so she's not a teenager, but she's still kind of young and figuring things out. And she's trying to fit in a world. And she comes from a small town where, people kind of know that there's something odd with her family. Her mom reads tarot cards. And so she wants to kind of be normal. So she goes and joins a show because, in the entertainment business, not normal is the norm. So she thinks she can fit in a little better there.
All right, cool.
So you've written books, toured with bands, been in movies, TV shows. Like, what's your passion? Like, which do you desire to do more? I guess, or has everything led to this book? Kind of.
Well, I think my next my goal currently is to. Obviously, the book's done. The book's coming out. Our next goal is to make the movie, which we're supposed to start filming later this year. Oh. And then that's, the idea is it's a franchise. So that leads to more books and more movies. So that's kind of my goal right now. But my passion has been kind of all of it. I really like the entertainment business, and I've loved all aspects of the things I've gotten to do. I've done behind the scenes work like production. Obviously, I've toured with bands. I've managed bands like Blues Traveler and the Plain White T's. I've gotten to be executive producer on albums before. And there's good in all of it, and it's all fun, and it uses different skills and you get to be creative in different ways. And I have a little bit of ADHD in me. So getting to kind of do different things is my passion, maybe. So
you like variety. That's really cool though.
Yeah.
Obviously from a super young age, you've been, just doing some sort of, performance or entertainment. With the writing, will you be writing or did you write the movie script? Or are you in on that process, or where are you involved in that?
I did actually write the script. The script actually came first. I never set out to write a book. I started writing scripts when I was 11, and always kind of I always thought, why should I wait for someone to write me a really great part? I'll just write my own parts. And so that's why I started writing. That was the 11-year-old being like, I'm not going to wait for someone to write me something awesome. I'm just going to write myself something awesome.
You've been in the game for 11 years now. It's time for you to get off your butt.
Right. Exactly. I was 11. So I started writing scripts, and in the beginning I actually kind of stole ideas. What I mean by stole is I was a huge Quantum Leap fan. So I wrote a movie ending for Quantum Leap, and I was a huge I Dream of Jeannie fan. So I wanted to make a modern day I Dream of Jeannie. So, and then I finally started writing original stories, ideas I'd come up with from the beginning. But I had written this as a script, and it was just going to be one story, and it had a beginning, a middle, and an end. And I had a book publisher read it, and she came back to me just really excited. And I hadn't really thought about it in this way. She was like, oh my God, this is amazing. You have to change the ending. It needs to be sequels, and you need to turn it into a book. And I said, but I've never written a book, and while I'm a very good creative writer, my grammar is not always the greatest. I don't know where all the commas and the periods go, but I guess that's why there are editors. So she was like, look, I'll help get you started, but you've got to turn this into a book. So the first version actually of the script being into a book, because you write scripts differently. You don't write all the the things that kind of color the world. You don't describe things. You don't tell the actors how to act. You just give them lines and basic instruction. And so it was like it went like the script was 100 and something, 128 pages or something. The book started out being 40 pages, and so and so from there it's now I think 450. So it took me some time to fill it out. But it was fun because I never got to, as someone who had written a bunch of scripts but never a book, I never got to think about what is the character thinking, how is she feeling, or he, or describing things. So it was a fun, unique process that took me a little while.
Has the process of learning how to write a book and kind of has that offered you any insight for like writing scripts or giving because I know you said you've been on the production side of music and things like that. Has it given you any ideas on insights? Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's interesting because when you write a script, you think about what can happen on a movie screen, or TV script, because there are certain things that you can write into a book that doesn't really translate, which is why sometimes people get disappointed when they've read a book that they loved and then they watch the movie and they don't feel that everything got conveyed because you just can't, some things can't. On the flip side, there are things that you can do in a movie that are much more difficult in a book. So it was an interesting thing to kind of have to think about how to make them work in both realms. For instance, the book is written from the main character's perspective. Oh, I'm forgetting. Yeah, there you go. Sorry, I'm like, there's a word that means this thing that I can't think of. It was written from her perspective, but in the script, there was a few times where she would not be on screen or not be around, and something would just happen. And it was important to the story, and sometimes it was important to the story that she also not be there. So I had to come up with sort of a clever way because some of those points were really important. And yet I had to think about, well, how can I still have those happen in the book, yet it still be from her perspective, yet she still kind of not be a part of it happening, So that was kind of hard.
Yeah, we're normally all about the comic books and movies and stuff like that, but I'm really interested in your music, your traveling with bands and stuff like that. Blues Traveler specifically, that's super awesome. How did you get involved with that? How did that happen for you?
Well, I would say it's two things. So one is my cousin was in NSYNC, but I don't really think that had too much. I mean, he definitely didn't give me any jobs or anything. But I definitely think that I understood that world very early because I was around it a little bit. But when I was 15, I got a chance to spend a summer being a production assistant for the Monkees. Hey, we're the Monkees. I basically ended up getting to do that because I was a figure skater who had hurt her leg and needed something to preoccupy herself because she was really sad because she hurt her leg. And so I did that, and I had a lot of fun, and that just kind of led to, I mean, I always kind of had this goal to make movies. So, and I hope this doesn't come out wrong because music became a very important part of my life and still is and always will be. But I kind of kept wanting to make movies, but I kept getting jobs in the music business. you know, especially when you're young and you're poor and you just need to pay bills, it was like someone kept, you know, I did really well. I've always done really well with difficult artists. So I'd get handed like jobs that meant dealing with difficult artists and on award shows and things. And I kept kind of just getting hired for these things. And I kept like auditioning and trying to, you know, do more of that stuff. But then I kept getting offered, you know, jobs that pay, and I wanted a place to live and to eat. So, but
Eating is good. I enjoy it too.
Yeah. Eating is good, but I fell in love with the music aspect as well, and getting to tour is by far one of the most fun things I've ever done in my life, and it's just an experience that you can't really explain to anyone. You just have to say, look, go find a band and go on tour with them, and then you'll be a part of the club and you'll know.
All right. Yeah, super awesome.
Yeah. So my kids, you know, they always say they want to do things, and it sounds like you just, when you had something that you wanted to do, you just did it. And that's like the best advice you could give to anybody out there that they want a podcast, go into acting, stand-up comedian, whatever. You just need to go stand on a stage or grab a microphone or grab a pen and a book and just start writing. The best thing you can do is just start doing it. It
is true. I've been called the most persistent person on the planet. I take it as a compliment. But you know, if you want to do something in life, just go do it. Like, and don't let people tell you no, because people will. And people will tell you no for a variety of reasons. They'll tell you no because they're jealous. They'll tell you no because they failed. They'll tell you no because they just, I don't know, are not happy people. And sometimes they tell you no because they think they're trying to help you. It's not always, you know, because they're being, you know, malicious or anything, but the best advice, I mean, life is short, and you just have to be fearless. And when you look back and you're 80 years old, do you want to say that you did these really cool things, or do you want to say that you thought about them? And you don't want to say that you thought about them. And even if you fail, the things that I have failed at have taught me how to be better at the things that I have succeeded at. So you just don't be afraid to fail, and sometimes you will. But if you go at it with confidence, see too, you can do whatever you want to do. Be whoever you want to be. Look at people who've become president. They clearly anyone can do
Yeah, literally anyone in the 6th grade right now, you can be president. You got to work with Thomas Ian Nicholas.
I said it wrong before.
It's okay.
Trailer Park Shark. I just got done watching the movie, so we were talking about the sequel, and I think you're right.
Oh, Trailer Park Shark.
Yeah, I think you're right. Your character Roxy can totally 100% come back, and they can have like 6 people in the park. I'm down. I really enjoyed the film. It was a little zany, a little screwball at times, but no, it was definitely a fun watch.
Did you ever get your washing machine fixed?
I didn't.
Away. It's definitely gone now. I went to go get it fixed. I found someone to fix it, but I came back and it was gone. That's my story. Yeah, it was really fun, and it really is zany. You know, what's funny is it's probably the least zany. They had this marathon on of all the like shark movies, which I never really been like one to watch them, but I ended up like leaving my TV on the channel, and so every time I was in my hotel room during Columbus, like one of these movies would be on. And I mean, there was like animatronic ones. I mean, obviously shark in a tornado. Going back to what you said earlier about you can do anything, anytime you like want to, I saw this the other day, so I'm stealing this for someone, but anytime you want to like bring up an idea and you think, I don't know, is that too crazy? Remember, someone in a meeting one time said like, let's make a movie with sharks, and someone else said, here's some money to do it. So I mean, clearly, like, you know, there's some crazy ideas out there, but yeah, I really feel like Trailer Park Shark might be the most normal of those movies. Have you seen some of them? There's like a ghost one, and there's a shark octopus thing.
Sharktopus.
I just
Sharktopus.
the Roger Corman one, and Lava Lantula was the one that I watched.
There's a shark that's got like 5 heads. I'm amazed at all these like versions. So comparatively, ours was like really normal.
To be honest, I'm surprised it took this long. It's like they came up with Sharktopus before they came up with Trailer Park Shark.
Yeah, but I mean, like the Trailer Park Shark was pretty special. It was like electrified, and it could somehow survive explosions like directly in its mouth.
My only missed opportunity in Trailer Park Shark is I feel like they should have gotten Dustin Diamond to be Mr. Belding's right-hand man.
Oh, that would have, you know what? That would have been really great. Maybe he could be Mr. Belding's son who comes to inherit his father's business because his father died. So, hey, Griff is the director. Griff, we've got an idea. It's better than Tom's idea on what needs to happen next, I feel.
Look, so we're not even going to mention tornadoes. Okay, we just got the shark. We got Dustin Diamond.
You think we could get Zach, Mark Paul Gosselaar to make an appearance, like in the?
I feel like nowadays, like you could. I feel like you could.
And that one show,
and that would be like the first time that American Pie ever met Saved by the Bell.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
American Pie met Saved by the Bell in the first Trailer Park Shark movie.
We did we did an escape game at the Wizard World in Philly, like a celebrity escape game, and it was me and it was Ryder Strong from Boy Meets World, Thomas obviously Thomas Nicholas, and it was John Heater from Napoleon Dynamite.
Oh, nice.
And I feel like that people kept going, oh my God, this is like the greatest thing ever. And that made me think like that. I mean, Tom and John Heater have been in a movie together, but like, if you just got like a bunch of maybe like 5, like somebody from Saved by the Bell, and you just added in a few other people, like, and just made a movie. The movie wouldn't even have to be about anything. Like, it could just be them hanging out together, and I think we would all watch. I'm pretty sure I would.
There you go. The Expendables of teen like movies and TV shows. Like somebody from go all the way back to Revenge of the Nerds. They can be the mentor.
Get Dawson. Get Mark Paul Gosselaar. We're gonna get
Mighty Ducks. You need Charlie from
Joshua Jackson.
Yes.
Emilio Estevez is available too.
I want to get Knuckle Puck from Mighty Ducks though, because we already got Pacey was in Mighty Ducks and Dawson's Creek.
That's
so
true.
But I had the biggest crush on Joshua Jackson when I was a kid, because I was a figure skater, so.
All right, fair enough. We can bring in Pacey.
Okay, sweet. Awesome.
But no more people from the creek.
So where can everybody find you?
I mean, I typically am in places at times. No, I'm just joking. Well, tomorrow I'm going to be in Chicago because it's the book. The book comes out tomorrow, so we're doing a signing and a party at Volumes Bookstore, this amazing bookstore in Chicago that's an independent bookstore. And Thomas Nicholas will be there. We might have somebody else. Somebody else is supposed to let us know, but we might have another special guest that's tied to the project. And then Tom and I will be doing some other stuff later in the week in Chicago. He's throwing out the first pitch on the 16th at the Cubs game. And then we actually go home and then go back to Chicago for Wizard World the following weekend. And we'll be at all the Wizard Worlds the rest of the year. So come see us. There's like Nashville and Austin, and I don't even know.
Be in Nashville.
Yes. Now, I own a house in Nashville as well. And Nashville is amazing. So definitely come to Nashville. Nashville will be fun. And then I'm on the socials. I'm a social person. So I'm on the socials. I'm on Twitter as Rock Roll Gypsy. Obviously, I did not really think about my Twitter name when I was thinking about one day I might need like other people to actually find me. But now I'm like too scared to change it, because then it like causes all these problems because you lose tweets and stuff. And then on Instagram I'm LANIERS, and on Facebook I'm just /Lani Sarem, which is how you guys tracked me down. And then the Handbook for Mortals has a Twitter, which is at Handbook Series, and a Instagram, which is Handbook for Mortals, and a Facebook, which is Handbook for Mortals, and our website, which is handbookseries.com. See, if I was only as smart as my film and book, I would have, you know, Twitter and Facebook names that all made more sense.
that happened to us too. We were like podcast and then network, and then now we have a bunch of stuff too. So yeah, we understand the struggle. It's real.
Well, I started writing this 7 years ago, and there's this pamphlet that I didn't know anything about. I'd already named it, but apparently it's called Handbook for Mortals, and it's actually like a pamphlet on if someone like has somebody who's dying in their life, like a family member, whatever. It's a guide to how to deal with that. It's very important, but it's like this pamphlet. And this woman bought handbookformortals.com, and she wanted the author to do something with it. And the author in 7 years has never done anything with it, but she wouldn't sell it to me and wouldn't let me buy it. And she just is like holding out hope that the author will do something with it. So, so I've struggled because, you know, I really wanted a handbook. So we had to settle for a handbook series. Otherwise, everything would have been Handbook for Mortals. But this one woman won't let go of my website. So,
lady, like, we're trying to do business over here.
Exactly. I offered her money. I offered her cookies. I offered to clean her house. Nothing.
I mean, I don't know. Like, yeah, cookies and some maid service. That would be too bad. Like, I'd give up my like 3 geeks. 3 geeks on Ninja can go for cookies and some maid.
Well, if you can convince her, let me know. I tried. So,
like, lady, look, I'll come over and I'll talk to you about Batman like once a week for the next year. How about that?
There you go. Awesome. That'll totally work.
Totally awesome. Thank you so much for coming on and doing the interview with us.
Thanks for having me.
No problem at all. Check out our book, Handbook for Mortals, coming out tomorrow. Check out fucking Trailer Park Shark, and you know, make sure you're looking for Lani Sarem everywhere you go, because she's super awesome, super fun. One of our better interviews we've ever had.
Thank you.
Very much so. The link to her book is in the description of this video, and so is her Twitter and social media. So definitely go check it out. So from all of us, 3 Geeks Podcast, have a great night.